it's Tammy again. Welcome to my house. Actually, welcome to my garage. So today we're going to be playing with some cement and we're going to be playing with some stain and some pre-stain. So I didn't want to have that in the house considering I'm just redoing the house. I don't want to build cement sandcastles, which is what kind of happened. So today though, I'm still here. So our third project is with the wood. What we're going to be doing, as I said, we're going to take this, stain it, and transfer that. And supposedly it's going to look really, really good. She said the giggles for days now.
This just makes me laugh. But you're supplying me with this. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing, and we'll be back with you shortly. Where we're going to transfer the picture over onto the wood. But what I need to do first, the wood has already been sanded, but now we need to condition the wood. So I'm going to use a preconditioner. You only need to use a preconditioner is if you're using soft wood. And the reason you use a preconditioner is so that your stain goes on evenly. If you don't use the preconditioner, it will look very funky. The stain will be dark in some areas and light in other areas. This way, with the preconditioner, it just kind of ensures that everything goes on, you know, in the same depth and color. And it's actually real nice. So one of the things you have to do is go ahead and just slap it on, wipe off the excess, and really that's all you do. It's that easy to do the preconditioner. Now, one of the things they do tell you to do is you need to stain within 2 hours. And the longer you leave it on, of course, the richer the color becomes. If you just want it very light, then you just leave it on for a few moments, and then you go ahead and wipe it off. And we do want it light for this project because of the transfer that we're doing is very light. If the transfer was darker, I might make it a little bit darker. I'm not sure. This is a golden oak, this color. I probably should have gone for a darker brown, but again, this is just what I had lying around from another project, so I just went ahead and used it. Make sure to wipe all sides of your project, okay? So there it is. It's all stained up. We're going to let that dry for about a half an hour. It does not, from what I understand for these transfers, a couple of the things that I read said that to dampen the wood. And then others, of course, said don't dampen the wood. So it's one of those, So we're going to do a kind of an in-between, where the wood will be slightly damp from the stain. Alright, so there it is. We are all set to go. Okay, here we are. So the picture is actually on the other side of the wax paper. How I printed it out, so I'll show you on this one, was that I actually used a glue stick and I put glue in each of the corners, put my wax paper down, and then ran it through, and that has worked perfectly. Now, this was just my printer running out of ink, and that's why it's got the lines across, and you can see that there's no lines on this version. So make sure you just kind of glue it down in the corners. That way, when it runs through, if you have the same front-loading printer that I have, it won't wrap around the spool. And I would recommend it even on the top-loading ones, just so that it doesn't wrap around the spool on you. So I did practice and realized that you really need to tape the picture down. So tape the picture in place. And now what I'm going to do is, even though I've taped it down, I want to make sure that it's taped tight enough, okay? Now you're going to want to take like an old credit card. I just have an old front of the line pass. And according to the directions, all you're going to do is rub in one direction. And that should transfer the ink onto your wood. So we're just going to go through this. You can see I'm kind of methodically going through. Now there's wax coming up on this side because, you know, both sides of wax paper is wax. So it doesn't matter which side you print it on. You just have to be careful when it comes out of the printer because that ink will smear very easily when you bring it out. Now I don't know if there's a time limit between the time you print it and the time you transfer it. And honestly, I can't tell if it's coming off the wax paper. Okay, so, whoop, there we go. So we're going to do the other picture now. We're going to see how that one comes out. I'm not impressed. Alrighty, so we are back. So we have finished the board transfer challenge, and neither one of us are very impressed with it.
Not at all.
Because it didn't really work according to the instructions that I had gotten. So I think to fix this, what you really need to do is lay down a lot of ink onto the wax paper. And then any of your white areas that would be a little bit gray, don't go over those areas. Just go around on the dark areas and transfer those, and that way you get a negative positive type of thing going on. Because I don't even think you can probably see the flowers on these things.
I think this was more negative.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this one
Was a flop.
it's a thumbs down. Is I will try it again, but I'll post that on my website. My website, you're going to find a link to it down in the description. You'll also find on my website how to do this and some of the tips and tricks that we found with it. And then on there I'll put if it actually worked the second time. So hopefully I'll get that written up tonight. I need to do that before I post this video.
It was fun though.
Yeah, it was. It was fun to do. It is a good project if you have kids. You know, you could buy smaller boards. Who invited who?
Mom, kid. People are gonna think that I drink just because I stumble.
Giggles. We know what that comes from, don't we? So anyway.
I never stopped drinking till I moved up here.
So if you like this video, please give it a little thumbs up down below. That's a little thumbs up that you click and you highlight. And then subscribe to the channel. You'll also find links to my other videos that I've done, the other challenges that I've done. There's more to come. There's also, like I said, a link to my website. And on my website, you'll find recipes. You'll find DIY projects. You'll start to find some of these challenges. I also go to different types of geeky gaming cons that I really like. So I went to WonderCon. I'll be going to Comic-Con. I'm going to VidCon. We're going to the Indie PopCon in a couple of weeks. So you'll find write-ups on those, hopefully people that we meet. So my son wants me to start gaming with him. Now I game already, But I haven't recorded any of them. But we're going to start recording some of our gameplays. And let me tell you, I am the worst gamer in the world. Yeah, I think drinking might help me. Gaming, actually. That's about it for this video.
Yeah.
She's got to go lay down. When you have that much alcohol in one day, you know, you eventually knock your ass out.
Oh my God.
So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to give it a like down below and to subscribe. And remember, enjoy life. It's the one you have.